In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about one of the major elements that you need to do in order to get properties under contract, and that is making offers. Now, before we do that, make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel so you get notified for more helpful videos just like this one that will assist you in your real estate business. Now, when it comes to making offers, specifically cash offers to potential sellers, there are two key components that you must consider or must identify before you make your cash offer. The first one is the ARV, which stands for the after repair value. And then the second one is your rehab or your repair costs for that particular property. Those are the two key components that you must consider or must identify before making your cash offer. In order for you to determine what the ARV of a particular property is, you must be able to identify and analyze the comparables, or what we call in the industry comps. When you are trying to determine what the ARV of a particular property by looking at the comparables, it is very important that you compare apples to apples, because you want to make sure that you are looking at properties that are similar to your subject property. In order to identify the correct comparables, which will essentially lead you to a more accurate ARV, there are some key property specifics that you must be looking at to make sure that you're finding similar properties. You want to make sure you're looking at sold properties only. The reason why you want to look at sold properties is because this will give you an idea of what people are actually paying for these properties. You don't want to look at listed properties or ones that are for sale. You want to make sure you look at the ones that are marked as sold to get a more accurate comparable. The next thing is you want to make sure that your radius is within half a mile of your subject property. So you're going to be looking at properties that are no more than half a mile away from your subject property. Ideally, you want to look at properties that are in the same neighborhood, but you can stretch it out to about a half a mile. Now you want to make sure you're comparing property specifics, such as similar bedrooms and bathroom count, square footage. In terms of the square footage, you're able to go plus or minus 300 square feet. So for example, if a property, your subject property, is 1,000 square feet, you can look at properties that are 900 square feet all the way up to 1,300 square feet within that range to find an accurate comp. The next thing is the year in which the property was built. Ideally, you want to stay within 5 years of your subject property, or you can stay within the same decade. There are other factors that you want to look at and consider as well, such as if there are garages or carports, or if the property is a ranch style 1-level type property versus a 2-level split story type property, all brick house versus a vinyl house, whether the property is in a cul-de-sac or on the main road. Specific factors like that also play a role in identifying what the value of a particular property would be. Now, once you have filtered out and found your comparables, you want to find at least 3 comparable properties to your subject property and find the average sale price of those 3 and use that as your after repair value. Now, once you have identified what your ARV is for that property, you now want to identify and find out the second key component, which is the repair cost for that particular property. And the repair cost is pretty much saying how much money is needed for my property or my subject property in order for it to sell for those comparable properties at the ARV, or the after repair value. If you're having a difficult time calculating repair costs, I recommend you reach out to some local contractors in your area to get free estimates. Reach out to some cash buyers that are doing fix and flips in your market as well to have a conversation to see how much they're paying for rehab. And then lastly, reach out to some experienced wholesalers or investors in your market to get an idea on what the repair costs are in your market. Now that you have identified those 2 key components, your ARV and your repair costs, it is time to make your cash offer. And the way you can make your cash offer is by utilizing the MAO formula, which stands for the maximum allowable offer formula. The MAO formula is when you take your ARV, you multiply that times 0.70 or a 30% discount from the ARV, you subtract the repair costs, then you subtract your assignment fee, and that remaining number is going to be your maximum allowable offer to the seller. So you take your ARV, you multiply it times 0.70 minus your repair costs, minus your assignment fee, and you'll get your MAO, or your cash offer. Now, there are some instances or certain areas where your cash buyers do not require a 30% discount, and they may take a 25% discount or even a 20% discount, which means they'll be willing to pay more for a particular property in that particular area. And there are other areas where they want a bit more of a discount. They're going to want that 35% discount or even a 40% discount in order to purchase that property. So it's all about you identifying what your buyer's criteria is and how much they are paying for particular properties in particular areas. But the standard formula is ARV times 0.70 minus repairs minus your assignment fee, and that will be your cash offer to your seller. Now, I just gave you the blueprint on how to make cash offers. Now go out there, get on the phones, and make more offers to these sellers so you can get your next deal to the closing table. I hope you found this video valuable. Please make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.